A man obsessed with one woman, a daughter he barely notices, and a family that used to call itself unbreakable. He says she's his soulmate. Fans say it's obsession. And somewhere in the silence, a little girl stopped calling him dad. What drives a father to worship one woman, while his daughter drifts away? Why are fans saying this time he's gone too far? And what happens when the pedestal cracks on camera? This is the story of Kody Brown's downfall and the family that finally walked away.
This is the one that has 5 bedrooms?
Part 1.
This has 5 bedrooms.
I adore her.
Oh, look at this.
Kody says. She's everything I ever wanted. On the surface, the love story between Kody and Robyn seems like the fairy tale chapter of a reality TV saga. But for many women watching, something felt off. Let us rewind to how this all began. So I've been thinking about this. Long time I thought it was just that she was new, shiny, young. But this season shows the ways Kody wants absolute control, and Robyn gives it to him. She both feeds his ego and obeys, and seems not to bother him with any of her needs. And Robyn Brown reveals husband Kody Brown Levives. In fear, she'll leave him too. These online voices set the stage for what we're about to unpack. A pedestal built from praise can hide cracks beneath. When admiration becomes performance, where does love go? At first glance, a man publicly adores his wife. He gushes. He frames her as the one perfect partner. For women watching, though, something deeper layers the story. Kody's constant praise of Robyn, her beauty, her devotion, her loyalty looked like admiration. But from online communities, viewers saw patterns of unease. Why does Kody love Robyn more? He wants absolute control, and Robyn gives it to him. Robyn Brown reveals he lives in fear she'll leave him too. In many relationships, when one partner is elevated publicly, it can mask deeper vulnerabilities: fear of loss, fear of autonomy, fear of change. For many women, it raised the question, is this praise genuine love, or a protective fortress built around what he fears losing? When admiration becomes a script, the act may hide the actor's insecurity. If you praise someone endlessly, is it love or fear? As time ticks forward, doubts begin to surface. What happens when the performance becomes the real life? For Kody and Robyn, cracks begin to show. Kody is just as hated online as Robyn, yet many viewers feel empathy for Kody. They feel sad for him and defend him to people who criticized. Seriously, she told him she hit her head and was in pain. His solution was to take her helmet off while ignoring her cry of pain. And Robyn Brown says Kody is being a bit of a pig after he reveals physical attraction is primary motivation for considering new wife. These start to reveal something. Kody's admiration may be building a myth, one that might collapse under reality. For many women, the idea of being the perfect partner is alluring. But what if that role is less about mutual respect and more about maintaining the image? When love is on a pedestal, whose feet do we lose sight of? Who is praising whom and why? It isn't Robyn worshiping Kody. It's Kody worshiping Robyn, but not necessarily for the reasons we think. Perhaps the pedestal isn't about her value. It's about his fear. And when that fear has money, image, control tied to it, the stakes shift drastically. Kody's obsession with Robyn may not stem purely from love, but from insecurity. He fears losing her and their shared image and finances if the relationship changes. From Reddit, one day Kody Brown might find out Robyn was not, after all, the loyal wife he believed she was. If the money ever runs out, Robyn could decide Kody was not safe. Another thread. So I've been thinking about this. For a long time, I thought it was just that she was new, shiny. But this season shows the ways Kody wants absolute control, and Robyn gives it to him. The commentary suggests Robyn is the trophy, yes, but not the cause. Kody is anxious about losing what gives him prestige. A wife who matches the image, a family intact, financial stability, public admiration. He praises Robyn not just because of her, but because of what she means. And when you praise someone to protect your image, admiration turns into armor. The relationship becomes part of the branding, and the person becomes part of the display. When you love the trophy, do you love the person? And when performance replaces authenticity, what happens when the curtain falls? With the twist laid bare, the reaction from fans has been pointed. Women watching have weighed in, and what they see is often not romantic, it's transactional. The OG wives. This season shows ways Kody wants absolute control and Robyn gives it to him. Robyn Brown reveals husband Kody Brown lives. In fear, she'll leave him too. These comments echo a view shared by many. Kody's persona, constant admiration, grand gestures might have less to do with heartfelt love and more to do with safeguarding his self-worth. For American women watching, this story resonates beyond reality TV. It touches on relationships where praise becomes about control, admiration becomes about image, and love starts to feel like an investment. And the backlash? It's fierce. The viewers are calling him out not just as a flawed person, but as someone using love as a brand, treating Robyn like a trophy within that brand. The comments suggest he praises her because she is predictable, obedient, beautiful part of the image. He fears losing her because losing her would mean losing the image, the platform, the money. The admiration is equal, it's conditional. This is not just one man's story. It's a mirror for many women. Are you loved for who you are or what you provide? Drop a comment below. Have you ever felt more like someone's trophy than partner? So here we stand, Kody Brown, the man who said, "I adore her," the man whose public persona is built on praise, and Robyn Brown, the wife who is praised, elevated, perhaps polished. But behind the cameras, the praise is a shield, the pedestal a fortress. The love may be genuine, but entangled with fear, image, and money. For many women in the U.S., this story is a cautionary tale. Admiration love? Not always. Praise security? Sometimes a facade. Being elevated publicly might feel empowering until it starts to feel isolating. If you're watching this tonight and wondering whether you're loved or being displayed, ask yourself, do they love me or for what you and our life look like? The answer matters. Part 2. I love all my children equally, he says, but the footage and the whispers tell a different story. In this series, we explore the story of Truly Brown, daughter of Kody Brown, and the web of family drama, neglect, and questioning respect that surrounds her. Doing a rewatch from the start, and it's really stark how little we see Kody holding baby Truly compared to how often he is seen on camera. I've noticed every time Kody asks Truly for a hug or high five, she seems to always respond, "No thank you, Dad." While really funny and cute, yay consent. The stage is set. A famous father, a quiet daughter, and a growing crowd of concerned fans. What does it look like when a child says no thank you to her dad? What cracks show when the cameras are rolling and someone is still missing from the story? On camera, Kody is the patriarch. At home, some say he's silent. For Truly, it may have felt like being invisible. Kody signaled, intentionally or not, exactly how he felt about Truly before she was even born, referring to her as that baby, even though he knew she was a girl and had already been named, revealed a disconnect he had towards her. Truly has always come second to Robyn's kids in Kody's eyes, and there is no way that she isn't aware of that on some level. There is deep unrest in the commentary. A father who rarely physically interacts or acknowledges his youngest daughter. A teenager who declines affection from her father. A parent who seems comfortable with distance, not closeness. For many women watching, this raises a troubling question. What happens when the father is present in name, but absent in presence? Can fatherhood be performed for cameras and still fail at home? When love is broadcast but connection is absent, who pays the price? The cameras roll, the show must go on. But off-screen, the story diverges. For Truly, for Kody, for the whole family. The tension rises and the void grows. One Reddit post, "Baby Truly's kidney failure was precipitated by dehydration during her flu." Any parent knows the primary thing you do when your child has the flu is you keep them. Another thread, "FYI Kody, you were negligent with Truly." And, in today's episode, Kody says that Christine hates him. He thinks that it is because she blames him for Truly's kidney failure in Vegas. Each of these logs highlights a pattern of neglect, avoidance, emotional detachment, not just a single misstep. The conflict deepens. It's not just about absence. It's about the imbalance that truly seems to matter less than image, less than production, less than the brand of family being shown to the world. If the father distracts himself with image, what happens when the child needs real support? When the show thrives on drama, does fatherhood become part of the script? Here's the twist. The story isn't just that Kody is failing Truly. The story is that he may be choosing to fail her. Not because he doesn't care, but because he can. Because the production, the image, the family brand allow him to. And because one daughter could quietly pay the price. While most of Kody's children feature in the show and receive screen time, Truly frequently appears uncomfortable, distant, or omitted. From Reddit. Truly is absolutely uncomfortable around Kody. He's forcing Truly to ride a bike. She's crying, telling him no, setting her boundaries, and all he says is, "You're too young to choose." And when Kody said he's the only one traveling from house to house, I wish truly said, "When are you coming to my house?" What this suggests is chilling. Kody, the head of a family empire, may tolerate neglecting one child because neglecting one child disrupts the image less than neglecting many, because orchestrated drama sells better than quiet care, because he fears losing the show, the brand, the leverage, not just losing a child. In short, it's not just that he's a bad father, it's that fatherhood may have become secondary to production, and one daughter may have become the collateral damage. When fatherhood becomes a brand, does presence become optional? And when one child is silent, do we hear the real truth? As the truth comes into focus, the reaction is loud. Fans are not just upset, they're outraged. For American women watching, this is more than reality TV. It's a story of what happens when fatherhood fails. Kody really missed out on knowing this little girl, and it's such a loss not being able to express love to her and receive love from her. Truly looks like an awesome kid, but it's clear she dresses different than Robyn's bunch, and I could see comments being made. Despite his celebrity and platform, Kody's father-child relationships are unraveling. Even his ex-wife Christine stated, Christine Brown says ex-Kody's relationship with his kids is an ongoing story. For many women viewers, the message resonates. No matter the public persona, if a father is not emotionally present, a daughter absorbs the cost. In the comments below, tell us, have you ever felt the father in your life was distant? And how did it affect you? Let's talk about it. So here we land. A father with fame, a daughter with silence. A legacy of family, but a fractured bond behind the scenes. For Truly Brown, the youngest daughter, the story may not be about the cameras. It may be about being seen, being heard, being fathered. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. Long before the backlash, there was the dream. A polygamist family in Utah built on faith, unity, and the promise of eternal marriage. But the dream came with cameras, contracts, and conflict. When TLC introduced the Brown family, they sold America on plural love, a rare glimpse into a secret world. And for a moment, it worked. The Browns were symbols of devotion. Then came Robyn Sullivan. When Kody met Robyn in 2010, he called it spiritual lightning. Within a year, she was wife number 4, and soon the favorite. Was this love or a spark that set the family on fire? By the mid-2010s, fans noticed a shift. Kody's time with Robyn grew, and his praise became relentless. Reddit. It's like he's terrified of losing her. He praises her, not from love, but insecurity. Robyn's not just the wife, she's the brand. Psychologists call it compensatory idealization, when a partner overpraises one relationship to cover guilt in another. For Kody, Robyn became the symbol of control after years of tension with his older wives. When admiration turns to obsession, what happens to everyone else? Behind every smile, a fracture grew, and one child, Christine's youngest, Truly, would carry the weight of that distance. While Kody adored Robyn publicly, his daughter Truly faded quietly from view. Reddit rewatchers noticed something strange. Kody never holds baby Truly on camera. Every time he asks for a hug, she says, "No thank you, Dad." For Christine, raising truly meant doing it largely alone through filming schedules, relocation, and a kidney scare that nearly turned tragic. Truly's hospitalization for kidney failure in 2014. Christine later implied that Kody's absence during that crisis changed everything. Fans still debate whether it was neglect or simple denial, but what's certain is the emotional distance that followed. Was Truly's silence a child's boundary or a daughter's heartbreak? Can fame justify absence? By 2020, the cracks became craters. The original wives, Meri, Janelle, Christine, each questioned not only the marriage, but the man himself. Christine's breaking point came when she realized Kody's affection had limits, and those limits stopped before their daughter. Christine: he says he's a good dad, but my kids don't feel it. Truly doesn't feel it. Kody missed the fatherhood memo. He wants applause, not accountability. Family systems experts explain that when one partner becomes idealized, as Robyn did, emotional resources shift away from the rest. Children sense that imbalance immediately. Can a family survive when its leader treats love like a spotlight? The twist came not from Robyn, nor Christine, but from Kody's own brother. In 2024, during an interview with the Utah Faith podcast, Kody's brother reportedly hinted at deep family estrangement, saying fame changes men faster than faith can save them. The image of a strong patriarch was gone. What remained was a man clinging to one relationship, perhaps the only one that still served the brand. Is Robyn his refuge or his last investment? And can Truly ever forgive the father she barely knew? Today, Christine is remarried. Truly is thriving quietly, away from cameras. Kody and Robyn remain together, but alone in many ways. The once mighty Brown family is scattered, their unity traded for television history. YouTube Reddit comments: Kody's obsession with Robyn cost him his family. He lost Truly the way he lost his soul slowly on camera. For American women watching, this isn't just about reality TV. It's about emotional labor, visibility, and what happens when men mistake control for love. Kody Brown may have built a show about plural marriage, but the real story is singular. One man's fear of losing control, and one daughter's quiet refusal to play along. If you've ever watched someone choose image over intimacy, hit like to support stories that tell the truth. Subscribe for future deep dives into real relationships behind the screen, because the most powerful stories are the ones we live. In our next episode, what happens when fame turns faith into performance? Stay tuned.